So good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. Here we are about to start the session. The PDF for today's session has already been uploaded, and as today is Saturday, so the content that was available in the Hindu was relatively less. Anyhow, so I have just shared the link and we will be starting this session in another 1 minute. Vaibhav, Chahat, Chetu, Suvind, good morning everyone. So people have already joined us. Friends, you have to move out of the festive zone now. Festival is over, तो अब आप लोगों को बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा. You have to get back to your preparation mode. This week I can understand that people were, you can say, in that mode only. So from Monday onwards, I guess you will be back with the full force towards your goal and all. चलिए, so let's start this session. Let's see what exactly is there. Sirenu, good morning. चलिए, so let's start with the wisdom of Gautam Buddha, and he is saying that self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, and calmness is power. Self-control is your strength, right thought process is the mastery, and calmness is power. Now you need to understand one thing here. Self-control is directly linked with the emotional intelligence, that how good you are in handling your emotional state. आप कितने अच्छे हो अपने इमोशनल स्टेट को कंट्रोल करने में. आर यू रिएक्टिव और यू हैव अ सिस्टम विच वर्क्स based on analysis, calculated actions with wisdom. This is what self-control means, that you will be using your wisdom, you will be using your knowledge. आप अपने wisdom का use करोगे, आप अपने knowledge का use करोगे, and then you will come out with your action. This is what is desirable from you, and this is all linked with the emotional intelligence, whether you know yourself or not. Forget about analyzing others' behavior. The major and the most important thing that we need to incorporate is knowing ourselves, knowing our own strength, knowing our own ability. सबसे ज़्यादा important चीज़ है वो. आप अपने बारे में अगर सही नहीं जानते हो तो definitely you are vulnerable because you will react in a certain situation. That's the most important point here. So we need to have that self-control, and this is your strength. It is going to help you out in facing any type of difficulty in your life, be it emotional, be it any other difficulty, professional difficulty and any other. Okay. Then the second you can say message is right thought is mastery. See, the point is this world that we have, okay, it is the creation of human thoughts, because first of all things will come into your mind and then you are going to execute that thought process and it will be there in the physical world. Even if you want to start a fight with someone, it will be first starting in your mind. अगर लड़ाई भी करनी है तो वो भी आपके दिमाग में सबसे पहले start होती है. So that's why it is important in our life that we need to have right thoughts, because right thoughts will definitely lead to right actions. Right thoughts होंगी तभी आपके actions जो हैं वो right होंगे. That's the point here. And the other message that Gautam Buddha is saying, he is saying that calmness is power. Now how this calmness is power? Why Gautam Buddha is saying that if you are calm and composed, you are the most powerful creature? It is scientifically proven that if we are in a blissful state, okay, if you are in a blissful state of mind, then your body and your brain, it works with most efficiency. सबसे ज़्यादा आपका ब्रेन और बॉडी एफिशिएंट तब होता है जब आप ब्लिसफुल स्टेट में होते हो. When you will be in a blissful state, when there will be calmness, at that time you will be the most powerful person. You will be at your peak at that time. So this is the most important thing and you should be knowing this कि आपको हमेशा blissful state में ही रहना है, डरना नहीं है चीज़ों से. That's the most important point here. Because if you have blissful state, your brain will function efficiently, you will get new ideas for execution, for learning new things. This is what we need to incorporate in our life. Even in UPSC preparation as well, if you are calm, composed, without any fear, without any anxiety, definitely your body will be more efficient. आप ज़्यादा अच्छे से चीज़ों को grasp कर पाओगे. Your learning ability will improve. That's the major point here. Okay. So let's move to the major news component. News component पे चलते हैं सीधा. देखते हैं क्या है आज की अखबार में हमारे लिए. Okay. So as you can see on the screen, Rahul Gandhi is saying that he won't interfere in the party matters. So that's the Congress party's internal affairs. We are not going to be concerned about that. But definitely dynasties, they have role in the Indian politics. There are some drawbacks of that. One of the drawback is this: ground level worker will never get a chance to reach up to the top leadership, and that's the person who knows the sense of the crowd. कि जनता क्या चाहती है वो तो नीचे वालों को पता होती है ना. They are the mass leaders. That's the important point here. Well, you can say definitely hope that he is not going to interfere in the internal matters of party, and they have a new, you can say, leader who is going to lead the party now. So let's move to this particular news. UAPA gave an impetus to fight against terror. This is what Modi ji is saying. So UAPA here stands for Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Now there are some valuable facts that are associated with this. Okay, but Modi ji is saying that this law is important. It has played important role. Okay, and we cannot remove it. Then why I am putting up the point of removal? Because basically some of the human rights groups, they have mentioned about this thing that UAPA is basically misused, and the point is this: they are right as well. कुछ हद तक वो सही भी हैं कि अनलॉफुल एक्टिविटीज प्रिवेंशन एक्ट का मिसयूज भी होता है. Fake cases are registered. Now there are multiple reasons for fake cases. One of the reason is this: definitely your police is under the political pressure. जरूर political pressure के अंडर भी ऐसा होता है. Okay, and specifically to curb the dissent. आप किसी को शांत करवाना चाहते हो, चुप करवाना चाहते हो. Okay, you just register the case under UAPA और आप उनको जेल में डाल दोगे. And specifically we saw the misuse of UAPA in the protests that were carried out against the Citizenship Amendment Act. So Citizenship Amendment Act के against जो protest चल रहा था, many cases were registered in that at that point. So this is how it has been misused. Now the other reason that why it is being misused, why cases are registered, is that police don't want to do hard work. Hard work in the sense, if they have to explore the specific section, अगर वो किसी specific section के अंडर केस रजिस्टर करेंगे, अंडर CRPC, ओके, और IPC का कोई specific section लेके आएंगे, they have to do lot of hard work. थोड़ा बैठ के दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा कि कौन सा section लगाएं, कौन सा ना लगाएं. But here they have a easy to go tool that okay, leave that apart, just register the case under UAPA. कि सीधा आके UAPA के अंडर आप केस रजिस्टर करो, just start the investigation. That's the problematic part. The most critical point is this: it led to the harassment. आपको जस्टिस तो मिल जाएगा, कोर्ट में जाते ही charges will be quashed. Those charges that police is going to be framing, those charges will be quashed. But the point is this: look at the harassment. For continuous time, that person may have to be behind the bars. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि आपको जेल के पीछे रहना पड़े, कस्टडी में रहना पड़े, पुलिस कस्टडी में रहना पड़े. That's the problematic thing here. And getting bail is also difficult. Bail मिलना भी difficult होता है यहाँ पे, because you have to prove your innocence that you were not related to that terror attack or you didn't carry out any anti-India activity. तो पहले ही presume ये किया जाएगा कि that the person was indulged in the terror attack. So person has to defend himself. That's the drawback here. Okay, तो ये चीज़ काफ़ी ख़राब है यहाँ पे. And definitely Modi ji is making the argument that okay fine ये सब चलता रहेगा, but UAPA has played important role specifically to protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of the India. So this was the debate, and in 2019 UPSC did ask a question as well. तो question भी पूछा गया था. Now let's move to the next part. So here this is the editorial that we have, the death penalty and the humanizing criminal justice. Okay, so this is what they are pointing out. Now first of all they are raising some of the concerns. Specifically at present there are no specific criteria, okay, that in which case death penalty will be given and in which it may not be given. It all depends upon the judge. Wisdom of the judge may be different. Different judges, they may interpret the law differently. Okay, so interpretation of the, you can say, law will also be different. ये भी अलग अलग हो सकता है. And in that scenario, the outcome of the judgment will be different. Means that in some of the cases, person may be given the death penalty, other person might not be given the death penalty. Okay, so right now we do have a rarest of the rare doctrine. Okay, rarest of the rare doctrine, that only in the rarest matter the court may go ahead with the death penalty. हर केस में death penalty नहीं दी जाती है, rarest of the rare में दी जाती है. But the point is this: how are you defining this rarest of the rare? Even this definition of rarest of the rare, it depends upon the judge's wisdom, and different judges are going to be interpreting it in different way. सब लोग अपने हिसाब से चलेंगे. So that's the problematic part here. Now here Supreme Court is making an initiative. They are saying that we need to have certain guidelines, that you have to frame certain guidelines specifically in the cases, in the matters related to death penalty. If the conviction is there and the final award is death penalty, but before that these guidelines should definitely be looked into. तो डिक्लेयर करने से पहले, सजा सुनाने से पहले इन गाइडलाइंस का ध्यान रखना जरूरी है. एंड इट्स अ रियली गुड थिंग, बिकॉज राइट नाउ देयर आर वाइड डिस्क्रिपेंसीज दैट आर प्रेजेंट इन द जजमेंट्स. अलग अलग जजेस अपने हिसाब से लॉ को इंटरप्रेट करते हैं एंड जजमेंट डिफरेंट हो रहे हैं. तो आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते ना. इट विल बी इन, यू कैन से यू विल बी ट्रीटिंग पीपल इन अ डिफरेंट वे. इट विल बी इनजस्टिस टू समवन. कुछ लोगों के साथ जस्टिस नहीं होगा. दैट्स द मेजर पॉइंट हियर. सो वी नीड टू हैव अ मैकेनिज्म व्हिच कैन एस्टैब्लिश अ यूनिफॉर्म अप्रोच while granting, you can say, judgments and other things. This is what court is going to look into. Not only this, these guidelines will figure the important component of circumstances, that under what circumstances that accused has taken that step of taking someone's life. किसी और की जान लेने से पहले क्या circumstances थे? Did that accused had any trauma in the past? क्या कोई लाइफ में पहले कोई ट्रॉमा होगा? Because in that case mental, you can say, issues can also be there. That person might be having some psychological issue. उस केस भी वो भी तो केस हो सकता है. In that case that person might be given some concession. थोड़ा concession भी आपको देना पड़ेगा, शायद फांसी की सजा हो ही ना. What were the family circumstances? Psychological evaluation of the convict and how he has been conducting after the conviction. These parameters are to be looked into. See, we don't have a retributive justice in this country, we have a reformative justice. If the person is moving in a right direction, there are chances that he is going to improve, then definitely you can think about, you can say, removing the death penalty as well. आप इसके बारे में भी सोच सकते हो. So these are the things that are to be looked into before awarding the judgment, and these guidelines are going to help not only just the High Court and the Supreme Court, but also to the lower courts. Lower courts को majorly help यहाँ से होगी, because whenever we look into the judicial, you can say, performance, the performance of lower courts are relatively poor, and here these guidelines are going to help the lower court to improve their judgment as well. That's the point here. Okay, तो ये चीज समझना जरूरी है. ठीक है ना, ये चीज समझना जरूरी है. So we'll move to the next. Now here we have another editorial. This editorial is regarding the COP27 that is going to be conducted in November in Egypt. Okay, and they are saying that at present the world is divided and there are many concerns that we are dealing with. So you are dealing with right now कोविड के साथ आप डील कर रहे थे, अभी भी पूरे तरीके से गया नहीं है. बाय द वे, इन द टुडे मॉर्निंग itself there was a news that Shanghai might be under the lockdown. So in China already the lockdown is still going on. Okay, अभी भी lockdown चल रहा है because they have a zero COVID policy that at any cost they will, you can say, assure the zero COVID. तो उसके चक्कर में वो अभी भी लॉकडाउन लगा रहे हैं. Restrictions are there. Okay, so these things are still being practiced right now. It means that if China is under lockdown, then primarily means global supply chain will still be impacted. आपकी global supply chain तो अभी भी impact है ही, because multiple countries are importing multiple products from China. वो चीज़ नहीं आ पाएगी. So we are still dealing with the COVID crisis only. अभी भी ले दे के हम कोविड क्राइसिस के साथ ही डील कर रहे हैं. ये चीज़ समझना ज़रूरी है, ठीक है ना. चीज़ें खत्म नहीं हुई, हमारी लाइफ में कोविड है अभी भी. ओके, सो यूक्रेन वॉर इज ऑल्सो गोइंग ऑन नाउ. यूक्रेन वॉर एडेड इट्स ऑन ट्रबल्स. यू कैन से ग्लोबल इन्फ्लेशन चल रहा है आज की डेट में. सप्लाई चेन्स आर नॉट देयर, दे आर ऑल्सो रीजन फॉर इन्फ्लेशन. यूक्रेन वॉर, you can say it led to the inflation, specifically increase in oil prices plus the commodity prices. तो commodity prices भी बढ़ गई और oil prices भी बढ़ गई. अब ये समस्या है, आम जनता पे सबसे बुरा असर पड़ेगा. This is how we are dealing with. Now you can say to deal with inflation, central banks are increasing the interest rates. US के अंदर Federal Reserve interest rate बढ़ाता जा रहा है. Okay, they are increasing the interest rates, and as they are increasing the interest rates, it means that the economy will be slowing down and there are chances that we might move towards recession, specifically in the West. ये आज की डेट की इक्वेशन है. And we are living in a globalized world. Economies are interconnected. Something is happening in US will have impact on you. आईटी इंडस्ट्री आपकी मेजरली आईटी सर्विसेज यूएस को एक्सपोर्ट करती है, यूरोप को एक्सपोर्ट करती है. बोथ ऑफ देम आर स्ट्रगलिंग राइट नाउ. सो यू विल बी डेफिनेटली इंपैक्टेड बाय दैट. सो दिस इज द प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो दैट वी आर डीलिंग विद. चीजें इतनी सिंप्लीफाइड नहीं है, अभी भी समस्याएं बहुत चल रही हैं. ओके, नाउ इन दिस सिनेरियो व्हेन वी आर डीलिंग विद दीज टाइप ऑफ इश्यूज, व्हाट्स द मेजर कॉन्सिक्वेंस दैट हैज एमर्ज्ड? द मेजर कॉन्सिक्वेंस इज दैट आवर फोकस व्हिच वाज ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंज हैज शिफ्टेड कंप्लीटली. आज की डेट में हमारा फोकस क्लाइमेट चेंज ना रह के इन चीजों के ऊपर हो गया है. सो दिस इज हाउ COP27 इज सिग्निफिकेंट, एज यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट क्लाइमेट चेंज स्टिल रिमेन्स इंपॉर्टेंट एजेंडा फॉर द वर्ल्ड. कि क्लाइमेट चेंज के ऊपर पूरी दुनिया अभी भी फोकस करे. ओके, दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर, बिकॉज लाइक इन ईयर और सो यूक्रेन वॉर इज गोइंग टू बी ओवर. अभी नहीं खत्म हो रहा, अगले साल खत्म हो जाएगा. होए तो गा ना कभी ना कभी जाके. But this fight against climate change, it requires some consistent effort on our part. We cannot put the climate change debate on the back burner. ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है हम कर सकते कि इसके बारे में डिबेट ही ना करें. This is the important time right now, and here COP27 can really revive the talks related to climate change. Now there are some concerns, like countries are still burning the fossil fuel. China, US, India, Russia, Japan, they are burning the fossil fuel. They are still dependent on the fossils, and one of the most important step that these countries are expected to take is that to moving away from fossils to renewables. fossils से आपको हटके renewables की तरफ आपको जाना पड़ेगा. But it won't be that easy. It may be requiring, you can say, transfer of technology. ओके, यहाँ पे ट्रांसफर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी की भी आपको जरूरत पड़ेगी. along with that you may be requiring some funding for this. Now the point is this: these western countries are not ready regarding to the climate finances, and we have, you can say, concluded this in 2015 itself, that these countries historically they polluted this earth more, so they have this responsibility and they have to contribute more. But the point is this: $100 billion जो annually इनको जमा करने थे, they are reluctant on that. Yes, we can understand that their economy is also in mess. तो $100 billion arrange करना, it won't be easy. Okay, specifically in the present time, but they have to do it. They cannot just run away from this responsibility. This is the mess that they have created. Means their contribution is more. तो उनको थोड़ा ज़्यादा झाड़ू चलाना पड़ेगा. That's the point here. This is what we expect from them. In India's case, yes, we will still be relying on the fossil fuels. We have announced that okay, by 2070 we will be carbon neutral. हम कार्बन न्यूट्रल पे आ जाएंगे, नेट जीरो कर देंगे, बट दैट वॉन्ट बी इजी. If you keep on, you can say, using the fossils, you are not shifting to the, you can say, renewables, how are you going to achieve this target? China is saying that it is going to be net zero by 2060, okay, but the point is this, do you have that technology? Do they have that technology? And apart from the technology, do they have the will to do this? ये चीजें हैं जो हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Energy is still responsible for 3/4 of the greenhouse gases. Now you have to move towards clean energy. उसके बिना आप यहाँ से नहीं बढ़ सकते, okay? उसके बिना आप आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते, आपको क्लीन एनर्जी की तरफ जाना होगा. So you don't have any other choice apart from promoting solar, wind, hydel, okay, etc. We have to move towards these things. You have to explore each and every possibility. That is what we need to work upon. वो सारी चीजें करने की जरूरत है. You have to make sure that there are dedicated policies, government policies are important. उसके बिना आप इसे अचीव नहीं कर पाओगे, okay? So you need a directional support from the government in the form of policy. वो तो हमें करना ही करना पड़ेगा, और पैसे का भी अरेंज करना पड़ेगा, फाइनेंसिस को भी तो अरेंज करना पड़ेगा. विदाउट मनी यू कैन नॉट, यू कैन से एग्जीक्यूट दीज थिंग्स. सो दिस इज हाउ थिंग्स आर डन, ओके. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी हैड इन दिस एडिटोरियल. तो यही चीज़ आज के न्यूज़पेपर में भी थी. तो एज आई टोल्ड यू, थोड़ा छोटा न्यूज़पेपर था आज की डेट में, बट चलिए, दिस इज व्हाट वी कवर्ड, ओके. एंड दिस इज ऑल पॉलिटिकल इन दिस पेज, ओके. आई वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग कि भी सब कुछ पॉलिटिकल आएगा. सब हिमाचल प्रदेश में इलेक्शन है उससे रिलेटेड. हाँ जी, अब मोदी जी ने एक चीज़ बोली है, yes, okay, one nation one police uniform is ideal. This is what Modi ji is saying. He is saying that in India, across the states, the uniform of the policemen, they should be same. Now the point is this, police at present is a state list subject, okay. So Modi ji is not forcing his point of view, he is just expressing. वो सिर्फ एक एक्सप्रेशन दे रहे हैं. एंड येस्टरडे आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट दिस पॉइंट एज वेल, दैट टुडे वी आर डिबेटिंग अबाउट दैट वेदर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, ओके, एंड पुलिस, वेदर इट शुड बी शिफ्टेड टू द कंकरेंट लिस्ट और नॉट. क्या हमें कंकरेंट लिस्ट में डालना चाहिए? दिस इज द डिबेट. सो मोदी जी इज ऑल्सो सेइंग दैट वन नेशन वन पुलिस यूनिफॉर्म. Now it could be possible if we are going to put law and order and police under a concurrent list, but the point is this, state governments are going to lose their control over police after that, okay. That's the point here, and there is no harm if we have one nation one police uniform. Powers तो सबकी सेम ही है ना, मतलब अलग अलग ही है ना. State governments they are still exercising the control over police, so there is no harm in having uniform, but the point is this, what objective it is going to achieve. So here Modi ji is saying that you need to provide them the same quality brand of clothes across the country. And the point is this, when you are procuring a quality equipment, अगर आप policing के लिए कोई equipment लेके आते हो, now here if your procurement is for one country, one state, सिर्फ हरियाणा के लिए लेना है, हरियाणा police will have 1,20,000 policemen, but in total strength of police, if you can say add all the state polices that we have in this country, it will go to 25 lakh and maybe more than that. इससे भी ज़्यादा नंबर है आपके पास. Now the point is this, if we seriously procure equipments for 25 lakh policemen, the scale is more and the prices will come down. स्केल बड़ा हो जाएगा और प्राइसेस बहुत कम हो जाएंगे. रिमेंबर दिस थिंग फ्रेंड्स, वी नो दैट हेल्थ इज ऑल्सो अ स्टेट लिस्ट सब्जेक्ट. हेल्थ भी स्टेट लिस्ट का ही सब्जेक्ट है. बट हेयर व्हेन वी लुक इनटू द कोविड वैक्सीन, जब हम कोविड वैक्सीन की बात करते हैं, द प्रोक्योरमेंट वाज डन बाय यूनियन गवर्नमेंट ने प्रोक्योरमेंट किया था. 440 करोड़ पीपल, दैट प्रोवाइडेड अ स्केल. आपका ऑर्डर बल्क ऑर्डर होगा एंड द प्राइसेस विल फर्दर गो डाउन. सो सपोज इफ यू हैव अ पुलिस मॉडर्नाइजेशन बजट ऑफ 10,000 करोड़, अभी तो आपको स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को डिस्पर्स करना पड़ेगा. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स आर यूजिंग इट एज पर देयर नीड. बट हियर इफ द प्रोक्योरमेंट इज फॉर ऑल ऑफ द स्टेट्स, वो 10,000 करोड़ में आप एटलीस्ट 20% एडिशनल इक्विपमेंट लेके आ सकते हो. This is the benefit that it is going to bring. So that's why Modi ji is suggesting this idea. There is no harm in it. इतना बुरा idea नहीं है ये. Okay. So Pradeep Chaudhary sir, I am not much comfortable in Hindi, also in English I have to search the new words. Okay. Okay, चलिए. So the comfort level you have to develop on your own. See, at my end I am using both the languages. So I am bilingual in this aspect. दोनों चीज़ें साथ साथ चला रहे हैं. चलिए सर, यूनियन में एक्ट इन अ डेस्पोटिक मैनर, इंस्टेड वन नेशन वन पुलिस एंड कोऑपरेशन मींस कम्युनिकेशन बाय मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी. यस, देयर आर टूल्स दैट आर अवेलेबल. ओके, सो नेट ग्रिड है, CCTNS है एक. ओके, सो वी आर ऑलरेडी हैविंग डिफरेंट सिस्टम्स दैट आर इन प्लेस. वो तो चल ही रहा है, बट इसके अंदर भी कोई बुराई नहीं है. थोड़ा सस्ता सामान मिल जाएगा आपको. पुलिस ऑलरेडी ये फील करती है कि वो निगलेक्टेड रहती है, दे डोंट हैव इक्विपमेंट्स. हमेशा ये कंप्लेंट रहती है पुलिस के एंड पे. So you will be able to deal with that. This is what we are hoping. Okay, so other than that there is nothing much. 21.4 lakh TB cases notified in India in 2021. Now India is still the TB capital of the world. अभी भी हम ही हैं TB capital. Okay, so we already had this program to wipe it out. But as I told you about this thing, one of the major impact of COVID was that these issues remained neglected. So your bureaucracy was just focusing on, you can say, dealing with COVID thing, और वो COVID पे ही focus कर रही थी, और इन चीज़ों को neglect हो गया था उसके बाद. So this is the time we should shift our focus back to these particular issues. जो already disease चल रही हैं उसके ऊपर focus हमें वापस करना पड़ेगा. That's the point. So here we have this international page. Imran Khan begins long march for early Pak election. Okay, so he was debarred, but अब ये चल रहा पाकिस्तान में, इस तरीके का सर्कस चलता रहता है. But whosoever is fighting this election doesn't make much of a difference because Pak army is firing the shots. Okay, Pakistani army जिसको चाहेगी उसको PM बना देगी. ऐसा चलता है वहाँ पे. Now defiant Iranians rally again in protest against the crackdown. Okay, so here people of Iran, they are fighting for the civil liberties. They said that enough has been done in this country in the name of theocracy. ठीक है, अब हमें civil liberties चाहिए, and this is what they are fighting for right now. So this is the new development that is taking place in Iran. Okay, panel to hear plaints against the social media platforms. Now you should be knowing it that government notified IT rules. Okay, government ने IT rules notify किए थे, and as per those IT rules, so these social media platforms, they have to establish a grievance redressal mechanism. कहीं ना कहीं उनको grievance redressal, okay, you can say officer appoint करना पड़ेगा, and you need to have a proper mechanism for addressing the grievances of the users. Now the point is this: if the users are still not, you can say, satisfied with this, here there is grievance appellate committee as well. So center has already formed something called grievance appellate, you can say, committee. And social media platforms were not happy about this. They said that okay, it means that interference of the government functionaries might increase in the functioning of these social media platforms, and this will further impact the autonomy of these platforms. तो इनको अक्सर इस चीज़ का डर रहता था. But the point is this: it is really important because you cannot allow them to function absolutely. कि वो बिना डरे, बिना किसी रिस्ट्रिक्शन के काम करते रहें, ये चीज़ तो हम बिल्कुल भी नहीं चाहते हैं. Because in that case your interest, my interest will be undermined. Suppose someone is tweeting against you using your photograph. आपकी फोटो लेके वो ट्वीट कर रहा है, and Twitter policy will say that we cannot remove it, but you want your photo to be removed out of it. So here this is the platform that is available. अगर उनके grievance redressal officer ने मना भी कर दिया आपको, you can still contest it somewhere. अभी तो हमारे पास कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. Okay, there will be defamation, आपका defamation हो जाएगा. So you have these type of tools which are really helpful. So please do think about these things in a positive line. Okay, absolute freedom, absolute liberty is always dangerous. We cannot allow these social media platforms to function, you can say, without any regulation. Some controls, some limitations are required for them as well, and at the end of the day they have to respect the law of the land. Whatever your parliament is coming out with, इनको follow करना पड़ेगा, सरकार की बात माननी पड़ेगी. Okay, that's the point here. So this is what we have in today's session. That was the point. यही था आज की अखबार में. Okay, so that's it for the day then. Thank you very much. So friends, I am again telling you, we are still running the current affairs course. Okay, so current affairs का course अभी भी चल रहा है, and every day there are classes, and classes are conducted at 10 a.m. in the morning. So 10 to 11 we do conduct class. So please, those who are interested, they can join it. Okay, so this is what we have in today's session. So that's it for the day then. Thank you very much.